Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Universes Academy podcast. I'm your host, John Jennings. With me, as always, I have my co-host, Mr. Matt Childress and Mr. Chris Smith. How we doing, guys?
Doing good, man. How's it going, everybody?
Doing good, man. Chris, how we doing?
I'm fantastic. I just got done with a walk. It was great. It was nice and chill outside, and I'm ready to talk about some stuff.
Nice.
How are you, John?
I'm well.
Nobody asks you. How are you?
I know. No one cares about how the host is doing. Is just
Yeah.
I'm just here. Oh my god. I appreciate that, Chris. Finally, someone's
welcome.
asking me how I am.
Oh, you're totally welcome. Totally welcome.
Thank you. And I'm fine. Thank you. I'm doing well. It is definitely not cool and chill here in South Carolina.
We don't know what the word chill means anymore.
It's 90 degrees with 100% humidity every goddamn day.
Oh,
What it
sucks.
is.
You're swimming.
Yeah.
You're swimming through the air.
Oof.
Pretty brutal.
It's pretty bad. Yeah. But doing good because we got some news to talk about here on the UA podcast. So I believe last we talked about a bunch of GenCon promos and how to get that kind of stuff. Of course, the day after we recorded all that, they released some new info about some more things going on at GenCon. Not going on, but
new ways to get promos.
New ways to get promos. That's right, Matt. Why don't you tell us about it?
So what you're going to be able to do is they announced that there's going to be play mats featuring that same artwork from all those promos. And they have the character's name on them accordingly. And you can buy one play mat per character per day. So meaning like you could buy an All Might, an Ida, a Midoriya, Uraraka, and a Bakugo one every day if you wanted to. And when you buy one, you get the corresponding GenCon alternate art promo that goes with that character. So that same artwork. So you get the mat and one copy of the promo. So I guess if you're there for all 5 days, you could do that and have like 5 copies of every playmat and 5 copies of every promo. Seems really expensive, but if that's your thing.
If you think about it, the old GenCon mats are going for a premium now, so it may be a good investment. So
yeah, but like those playmats are not mass produced like this.
No,
I was gonna say there was far fewer people were buying those than into the game at that point. I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and they just weren't like
they weren't readily available.
Like even there, I think they had like 100 maybe of each one. It was very limited supply. Whereas this thing, they seem to be communicating like, hey, we won't run out. Like we have hundreds of these things.
It would be very weird if they ran out. It'd be very odd. Like someone just bought them all out for no apparent reason because you can only get one promo for every stack of mat per character. So
yeah, I hope you don't have too many people who are like standing there and they're like, I want to buy mine. Okay, and then he's buying another set for me. Then he's buying another set for me. Like
they said that is
they're okay with
allowed.
that.
They're okay with that as long as it's someone else buying it.
Yeah.
I imagine within reason, like if someone comes up and be like, these next 10 people are all going to buy mats for me, they're going to be like, whoa, dude, pump your brakes, man.
Let us see the cash first.
Yeah.
$2,000? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, and I mean, to be fair, it's kind of hard to stop people from doing that unless they're just going up and telling you, which if that's your plan and you're going to be like, do that, probably don't say that. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah, for sure.
Either way, it's another way to get the promos. It's another cool, awesome use of that artwork. The playmats look pretty good too. So I mean, like if you really like the fantasy version of these characters, then 100% I'd pick up one for like Bakugo or Ida because I like both of their artworks a lot. I know a lot of people are really big on the Bard Midoriya, so that'd be a pretty good pickup.
Yeah, I'm down for the Summoner Ochako. And then the Bakugo one looks really good. I think the Bakugo one has grown on me more. I think about it because it looks really cool.
Right.
I think the Bakugo one's probably my favorite. Ida's a close second. I go back and forth between those two. They're both really sweet. And it's like, it would be cool to have like a copy of like Let's Fight Bad Guys that looks like that, but I've also never played that card in a deck ever. Like if I played a Fury lineup, I would probably slam that card in there somewhere. But
that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, I've had the Bakugo 1 Fire Fury deck together since launch, right? And I'm like, no one plays this card but me. Like this card's not that great, but at the same time, it's good enough in this deck, so I run it. And, I definitely would like to get a set of those, but I'm not going to GenCon, so still taking offers from anyone who wants to play in some tournaments for me. But you mean
you don't want 4 of the playmat? You don't want 4 of that Bakugo playmat? Come on, man. No. You can make a shirt. You can do what I'm doing with like the Mount Lady promo. You can make like a cape or a cloak, or like just have the mats on you. You could be like, "Hi, I'm Matt. I'm wearing mats. I'm playing on a mat. Is that enough mat for you?"
I put some mat. Oh, we heard you like mats, so we put some mat inside your mat.
Yeah, hit him with the exhibit.
Very exciting though. I'm glad that they're doing this because a lot of people were afraid that since they're not in certain events or they're afraid they may top, top 16 or regional, which is not a bad thing because you get extra promos, but
Yeah.
you can get them in other ways. So that's kudos to Jasco on that one. It seems like they're really trying to help out people who really want these cards. So hopefully, and I know I think we said on the last podcast that with the All Mights, you can just walk up to them if you have a UGN account. Hopefully they are just chill with us being like, hey man, am I able to get one from my buddy back home who also has one? And you can just show them their account.
They gave me their credentials. That's totally a good
yeah,
idea.
this is my credentials because my buddy like my buddy Trent's a huge All Might fan, and I want to pick one up for him, and I'm like, hey, can I just get him one since he can't make it? And if they can't, they can't. I know they want to have one for everybody, but we'll see.
Maybe go by on the last day. Maybe go by on Sunday and ask.
Or, I could just buy him a playmat too and just get a copy
true.
too.
Yeah, he clearly wants the playmat, dude.
I may be buying him one for his birthday. That was just like a couple weeks ago. So I don't know.
Happy surprise belated birthday!
I don't think he listens to our podcast anyway. So which he
Whoa,
really should.
Whoa!
You said he was
really
a friend.
should.
I was gonna say he's a friend and he plays this game.
Yeah, so he should.
And he's not even doing you a friend solid and at least subbing to your podcast.
Oh.
I got a lot of friends that I'll sub to a podcast. I ain't listening to it, but I'll sub.
He may be subbed, but I'll probably hear about it. I'm just trying to talk shit about him so I get some interaction.
Okay, fair enough.
He definitely listens to every episode.
Yeah,
he quote us on the quotes.
Yep, he definitely listens. We're going to see if he
if you're listening. Thanks for listening, man.
Yeah,
and everyone else, thanks for listening.
Yeah,
also.
thanks for listening as well. But yeah, sorry for that random tangent. So
John, what else do we got to talk about today?
Real quick, did they give a price point for the mats? Did they say what they are?
They haven't, but they have alluded that the Ball Might mats, the Ball Might mats were 40 at Anime Expo.
Okay.
So people are kind of assuming it's probably around that. I don't know if there's a GenCon tax with that. So, everything's always more expensive at GenCon because GenCon. So plan 40, 45 at most, probably with tax. So
okay. Other news, there was a suspended players list put out by Jasco. There's 3 players on it. There's a couple of 1 year. There's 1 year and 2 years. It's there if you want to look at it. Hopefully you're not on it. That's, And
what's kind of interesting about this, and not to dwell on it like we're saying, but they've, to my knowledge, never had an official list of these people can't play. So that's definitely clearly trying to maintain a certain level of expectation from both players and other vendors or whatever else like that. There are consequences when you don't meet our floor rules, or there are consequences when you don't conduct your business appropriately. So that's encouraging as a player, right? Because you don't want to get to an event and have to worry about someone popping off at you, or you don't want to have to worry about paying a premium if cards are being sold early or whatever else like that. I don't know. I was very surprised that it was official, that just happened, and that they made it public.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing, that it's public. Yeah.
At the same time, I think transparency, right? People want to know more about what's going on, and they don't want to hear it through the grapevine of well, I heard this. Well, I heard this, and I think it's good to get in front of that. And it didn't go into great detail, and honestly, I wasn't familiar with any of the individuals personally. So I had recognized a couple names, but that's just from seeing names pop up on other things, So it's it was good to see, but kind of surprising as well. I mean, we're not even a year into organized play yet. Season 3 hasn't even started yet, but they're setting the tone early.
The only kind of similar experience, Fantasy Flight. I played a lot of Fantasy Flight games for a while, and they much to this also, they did not have a suspended banned player list at all. And then I played Warhammer Conquest, the card game for Fantasy Flight, and at Nationals one year, the guy that won, they went back and reviewed the footage players did and realized he was cheating throughout the entire tournament. And so Fantasy Flight created a banned player list to put him on it. So it's kind of the same thing. Everyone was kind of oh wow, I can't believe they did this. But it's there. Like we said, there's a couple players on it. You can go check it out. The other big news came out today on Tuesday, and it was the revamping of the loyalty program. And kudos to Jasco. There's been a lot of players kind of, I don't want to say causing a ruckus, but at least hey, this is kind of an issue. We've got some problems. It's not working quite as intended, I think, right?
It's just not ideal.
Yeah.
That's the best way I would describe it. It just wasn't ideal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but if you didn't, or if you haven't listened or read anything at this point, the points are going to go up slightly for cost, right? The cost of the cards is going to go up a little bit, especially for in-season
I
cards,
mean, they
right?
don't go up a little bit, they double. The points double from 40 to 80. So it's a double. But
Yeah.
in the long term, you get 10 times the points you would have gotten in an event. So locals, you would get 5 points on the current system. But now with the new system, you get 50. So that's instead of what, like they said, like for a full set of provisionals, it would take you like almost, you'd have to play in an event almost every day for an entire year to get enough points if you played at locals. So now they've made it easier for players to get these cards that can't make a provisional or or whatnot. So sorry, John, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. Like I said, like the point increase, it's 80 for provisional, 60 for plus ultra, and 60 for a pre-release, and those are in season. And then afterwards, they drop down to 50 and 45.
That's the season after they're legal. So
Yes.
season 3 won't get
This
the
is also another
points
change.
decrease.
Yep.
Yeah, season 3 will not get a points decrease until season 5. So they're technically in season for 2 seasons, and then they drop off after 2 seasons.
As far as the price point.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And they're also changing the
No. They changed in season 4. Season 3, well, it says the season after the provisional promos become legal. So season
Yeah,
3
so
promos become legal in season 4.
4. So the season after that would be season 5.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Well, the issue is because they're actually they're legal they're technically still in season they're in season for 2 seasons, and then they drop off.
Yeah,
to a
so
cheaper
this
price
is
point.
this is one of the other big changes for provisional
Yeah.
cards that also announced with this.
Yep.
So currently, provisional cards, as soon as they are released, as soon as you can get them in a tournament, they are legal. You can play them. Starting with season 3, that is no longer the case. Starting with season 3, provisional cards will be legal, like Chris said, the next season. So you can get them and you can start collecting them, but they won't be able to be played in major like official tournaments or whatever. Obviously, you can play casuals or whatever. You can play with them.
Yeah, you can play them at locals still, depending on what your store allows you. But most stores will let you play stuff like locally because it's not that big. It's locals, so it's not that big of a deal.
But the pre-release and the plus ultra cards will be legal 2 weeks after the season starts, and that's going to be the structure moving forward.
Yeah.
And as Crystal said, we get a huge bump in points for playing, and you no longer get additional points for playing additional rounds. It's you sign up for your local tournament, you get 50 points, and that's just it. No matter how many rounds you win, you get 50. Provisional.
No, they said for locals and the other things, it says you have to play through the event. Like you
Well,
can't just sign up.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was
locals,
getting
yeah,
that.
locals you have to play through the entire. You have to play the entire.
Locals,
event
you have to play the
locals.
entire event. You have to play all 3 rounds or however many rounds to
Yeah.
get the points. The provisional and regionals, soon as
those are changed. Yeah.
Yes, you sign up, and I think it's 100 and 200 points respectively for provisionals and then regionals. And that is pretty much like you can sign up, get your points, go to the first round if you want to, and drop, and then you've got the points.
Well, at least go 0-2 so you can get your promos.
Yes,
you have to play at least 2 rounds.
Definitely don't forget to get the promos.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So presumably you'll do it for at least 2 rounds. But that has kind of been a big change. I know some of the employees were in the main MHA Discord today kind of talking about it and like why they've done certain things. And it's like, hey, we had things kind of like at the extreme on one end, and a lot of people were just like really unhappy with it. So we're basically trying the other way. And we're open to like kind of moving back. And it's always kind of like a sliding target to how to like make everyone as happy as possible. I would say this kind of slides more towards the casual player and like making them as happy as possible, because ultimately you need more casual players than anything else, right? They're going to be, that's how you keep the game alive. That's how you sell cards, is to keep the person coming in only playing locals happy and keeping them interested, engaged in the game, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
One of my big things is Jasco reached out to a bunch of community members. They did contact me about this and asked me my feedback last week about it. And I told them my 2 number 1 things was legality and how long it takes to get and acquiring the cards. So, and they've taken care of both my things where I was like, I was like, as long as they're a month out for like non-legal cards, like I didn't even expect the entire season, but like I would say like a month would be good. Like they said they can go back and forth. It's their game. They can say, hey, we can change it in season 4 or whatever. But the fact of the matter that they're available day 1 of the season for redemption, which is fantastic. So they're
Yeah,
available season 1
like
on day 1.
like that's the thing that I don't understand about the whole they're legal the season after. Um, like, okay, so you're gonna get these promos, and then you can't do shit with them for 3+ months. That feels really bad,
Well, I mean, it
like
gives
really
people
bad.
time to acquire the cards that can't go to a provisional, or
Right, but they
even if
could
you order them off redemption, maybe it takes a month because they're now gonna have way more orders now because everything's gonna be available on, on
maybe
day
they'll have
1.
more orders. I mean, I'm not gonna inherently assume that there's gonna be a giant spike day
Sure.
one.
Yeah.
Like there could be, absolutely. But like you and I both were talking about, like we both did redemption orders in the past 2 weeks and already got our cards.
Mhm.
You know, and so they seem to be on top of that at least for the moment, right?
As
So
long as
if
they can
that,
stay on it, yeah.
yeah, so if that holds true, then like people could just go ahead and have their points, like and as Ryan was pointing out earlier, and is that like this also makes it so your packs are way less significant, like the
Mhm.
points for packs. Like, sure, I get something, but now when you get like before you could at least get a promo, like an extra plus ultra card for per box kind of thing or whatever. It was like 30 points. So you get 24. Now you get 26 in a box because you get the 2 quirk packs. So
Mhm.
like you're right there close to it. Whereas now you're like, cool, I need what, 60? Or
For
yeah, you need
Plus
60
Ultra?
for one.
60 for an in
Yeah, so
season one,
I have to
yeah.
buy 3 boxes to get one extra plus ultra card. That
Well,
feels
I mean,
feels
technically you
pretty
should.
bad.
I mean, you still get packs at locals, and you still get plus ultra cards at locals. This is just more to supplement, like, say, hey, you got three. Say you got 3 of one plus ultra card, and the kit's done, and you can just go, well, I'll cash in these extra points, which technically one local under this new system basically gets you a plus ultra card because you get 50 for a local, and
Well, it gets you a
so
provisional card,
get your provisional card. So yeah, so I mean, it's like
and you
shoot.
can do
No, no,
5 local tournaments a week.
a provisional is 80.
Oh,
So he's talking about out of
It
season, though. I thought you were talking about out
out
of
of
no,
season.
season,
Yeah,
not
out of
out of yeah,
season gets
out
you
of
it's
season.
50.
no,
Yeah,
man.
but in
Out of
Yeah.
season
season.
you have to.
If you're getting cards out of
Yeah,
season, guess what? You're not competitive.
Well,
well,
yeah, but
well,
for
yeah,
the person who just
that's the
joins the
point.
game and don't have
Yeah,
anything, they can look
yeah,
and say,
that's the
"Oh, well, I
point.
can get
Yeah, they can catch
these
up.
cards
Yeah,
that I don't have access to."
Right. Like, I don't
yeah,
have any problem with they can get it out of season. What I have is the legality, like it not being legal for the season that it comes out in.
I was kind of
It makes it
surprised it
funny
wasn't
and
like a
fun.
month waiting period or something like
I mean,
that.
link
Like
it.
For
They're just
because you've got 2 weeks for
yeah,
the other, just
yeah.
double it for provisional cards like a month,
yeah,
right?
like
Well, if you think
Um,
about it,
mhm,
they've also said that this is just for season 3. So
mhm.
sure.
season 4 they may. Well, I mean, I think season 4 is technically championship season because that's where Nats
They'll
and
do like
Worlds is.
nationals and worlds or whatever.
So maybe they won't even have like a season 4 until next year, and every year will be just a 3 season OP with the
Yeah, if
championship season. You
I mean,
know?
if season 4 is not until I guess it doesn't technically say until season 4 finishes
Yeah,
or whatever, but, like,
Mhm.
yeah,
if
yeah.
what you're saying at the beginning is true and season 4 is after whatever the championship season is, they don't consider that season 4, then, okay,
They
cool,
will.
next summer, I can play these cards when I get
I
them on they're
yeah.
on discounted price, like,
Yeah.
um, I think I'm in the vast minority of, like, this is a mixed bag to me, like, I definitely didn't read this and was like, "Hell yeah, this fixes everything." Um, like, I think it's okay, but I also don't think that Stadium or Award the Victors or the other cards that have come out so far that were
Like
provisional
childhood
cards.
friendship or whatever and
Yeah, I don't think
overflowing
those
power.
were so meta impacting that if you didn't have them, you legitimately couldn't compete.
Well,
Um,
I agree with that.
if you speak to the general public, they think stadium's like a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So,
Well,
right.
and I
you
would
know,
say that's probably like local metas where maybe someone has one and they're playing it with unwavering slash, and it feels real bad to have that happen to you, and like you're like, I don't have any real way to interact with this, and I don't know,
Well,
but
well, you can't
learning
not to
the
limit
generalize
them.
everybody,
standards.
but
You
Yeah.
play learning the standards and you flip that shit and you feel
mhm,
like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Which is a quirk pack card,
Yep.
yeah.
like,
Which is
so
which is easy to get. Yeah.
yeah,
I
that's my point is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I I think if redemption is just quicker,
Mhm.
even if the points had stayed the same, like the totals. And I do think that giving more at locals is a good thing because again, I'm all for people just being able to get cards. That's not what I'm complaining about. But like when they become legal or when they get discounted and those sort of things. And to John and your point, I think clearly they're listening and it might change in the coming ones. Those are things that they're going to tune to really kind of get it right for what the majority.
Yeah.
If me and like two other people are the only ones who are like, I don't really like this model, then they're gonna be like, well, screw those three people, like that's okay.
Technically, I
Um,
think you are in the vast under 5 people who have said they didn't like it, so
yeah,
you're
I
in
still
that
love
group.
all the things
We
about
still
it.
love
Yeah.
you, but you're in that
Yeah.
group. Yeah.
Well,
But no,
and
but
like
if you think about it though, they've incentivized playing, and that's which is really weird for a business that wouldn't they rather have us spend money on boxes, but they want us to play, and that's like
mhm.
they've incentivized
Well,
that,
I wouldn't say they incentivize it. I say they just
Yeah.
are rewarding those who play
Play. Okay, fine. That
more than
that
those
works
who
better.
collect, which
Yeah.
again, if you're trying to make your system more casual friendly, which seems to be the point, availability, casual,
Yeah.
then those people weren't playing anyway. So
That's fair.
now they're punished even more for not playing because they're like, oh, well, I could have gotten 300 points or 200 points for playing in this regional license exam and going to O2 drop just AFK in,
Mhm.
or or I didn't, and now I have to play in 4 locals, like it
Well,
because
to
think about it,
your
if you're doing all those things and you're like
yeah,
us and you're just trying to get reps in, you're like,
yeah,
I got 10,000 points. They're like, I
yeah,
worked really hard to get 1,000.
yeah. Well, I
You
mean,
know?
I guess if you really want the cards, you really will try to get the cards, I guess. So, and I think that kind of shows the point
Right.
between a competitive player like us and, a filthy casual, which we love you and we love you
One
guys and,
yeah.
but
One thing I
yeah,
Please
think will be
continue
interesting is
to
to see the value of these in the
subscribe
secondary
so we can
market.
insult you.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm interested to see how Ryan and I were talking about this the other day after this news broke, and I was like, I wonder what the value for the foils is going to be. So, like, as soon as season 3 starts, right? You play in that first provisional, you get an All Might that's foil, or you get recover. Oh, you get broke ass recovery girl. Whoa, you're about to win all the tournaments. And then you're like, anybody want it? They're like, I'll give you $5
Yeah.
because I can get it on redemption for free. Like, that feels bad.
Mhm.
Like the secondary market, the only thing that has value right now are these foil promos, like the promos you get from tournaments,
well,
because
to be
every
honest though, should Jasco care about the secondary market?
um
I
maybe
I would say
I don't know.
no.
Yeah,
Well,
like I don't
And
think they should care about the
and
secondary market at
yeah, I
all.
mean,
Period.
unless
It's
they
not their
have a
job.
store or something and
Yeah,
they're
but then
trying to sell cards, but
that's like a conflict. That's a
yeah,
conflict of interest,
that's a
and
whole
yeah,
that's like insider
it's a
trading in card
whole
games,
nother
which is a
mixed
different
bag.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
We're
yeah,
gonna have to make a the CCG version of The Big Short.
But I guess what I'm getting at is that they care about it in that way if players, and I know there were multiple players who were winning and making top cuts. They turn around, they sell all their promos,
Mhm.
and that's how they were funding going to these events. Well, if those promos just lost over 50% of their value because everyone can just get them immediately, that's going to upset a lot of your upper echelon of players potentially, right?
Mhm.
really.
So
Do you
you'd
think?
probably care about
I
that.
don't
I
know.
don't
I'm
know.
not sure. I think that's more of like a minority of players because I think a lot of the players like keep a lot of their stuff. I don't know. I don't know. But
I don't know,
I'm a,
man.
I'm
CCG
sentimental,
player
man.
says differently.
I kept my Selkie, and I've been asked if I had won a regional, would I keep my card? I don't know until I'm in that position, dude. So you know,
I mean, not at those prices they're selling for. Give me that cash,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. All
I
right, but
mean,
Chris, how much
yeah.
did you sell that playmat for?
Oh, I sold that playmat for
Uh,
$200. You got it
Yeah,
right.
so,
all
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
yeah. So
Well,
yeah,
if I could cash in
Um,
on redemption to get that
yeah,
Selkie playmat that just doesn't say
yeah,
champion on it for
yeah. Well,
100 points, which I can get at a weekly,
to be
then
honest with you, I would
yeah,
rather have one without zones on it anyways.
yeah.
So I'm in that camp too. So you know,
Okay.
um, I guess this also just
It'll be
goes to
interesting. I don't know what'll
yeah.
happen. I'm saying I
No,
think
I
that'll
get
be
you. No, I
interesting.
t-
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
it's just we're just throwing stuff on a wall. I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
yeah.
You would
No,
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 think
no. I
you
am
would
not
think
against
though.
this new system,
Yeah,
just for the
you would
record.
think
Like,
mhm.
that the foils would
It's just not
keep
perfect.
some value because they're a little more collectible. So maybe on the
Mhm.
collector's market, the foils. But
maybe.
we're
Yeah.
card players. I think all the foils we want are character foiled. I think the
Mhm.
characters will hold some value because
Mhm.
everybody wants their character to look nice, right?
Right.
Well, until they,
Except,
they're bent because they're foil and they were getting the heat.
well, I
Mm.
mean, that's because you guys live in like an ocean.
100% humidity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they curl here when it gets really cold. So
Oh, so you have the
yeah,
It's
opposite
the
problem.
opposite
Yeah.
end.
the opposite.
The
Yeah,
cards really only have
opposite.
like this perfect weather window. They can actually
Yeah.
be comfortable and
Mhm.
Just
flat.
gonna have to show up to tournaments with
Yeah.
like 2 dictionaries and sit down like, all right, I
Yeah.
can take my card out now.
I'm just gonna keep mine in a Pringles can and just like, you
Once
know?
you pop, the fun don't stop.
Ah, you got it. You got it.
Yeah. But you guys' point about value and
Yeah.
things like that, I feel like it's kind of just like a bigger issue, which I don't know if we want to get like super into, but it's like,
Mhm.
We got time.
should provisionals even have mechanically unique cards? I know there's been other people that have talked about it,
Oh, yeah.
and like that's kind of another thing. I lean
Yeah.
towards no. I think alt art versions of cards and
Yeah.
playmats are fine. And if you
Yeah.
do like seasonal things with those, people will still want to go to those tournaments because that's the only opportunity they have to get those. It's just like the RLEs, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
I
if
mean,
we're talking
yeah.
about like what I would love to see happen with like, I think the redemption changes are perfect. Like, hey, you can get this immediately. Giving me a
Mhm.
discount on it, that's just a bonus, you know? I just don't like the idea of how long you have to wait for that discount at this point if what Chris is saying is true as
Technically,
far as like you
there's
can't they're only going until the next season and then you have to wait until that season's over and then they get like a 20% discount. Like
Yeah.
that just feels bad. Like but
well, I
anyway.
mean, they're to be fair, they're taking your trash, so it kinda is a discount, and it's a
No, they're
recycling
taking my
program.
money when I'm paying to enter in all these tournaments. And that's what they're doing because I'm paying
True.
$50 a pop to enter these tournaments a
I
lot of
mean,
times.
you don't have to. You choose to take the Pro
It's
Hero
it's so
package.
straight.
That
It's true. You
that
you could only do the
you don't
$30 one. If
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
believed in
only
your
do that.
ability
Okay, I'm
to get
paying
all the extra
30
cards,
bucks.
there you go.
You realize that Nationals was free, Worlds was
Oh,
free.
I
Like,
know, yeah.
like,
Hey,
come
man, it's
on,
a
like,
different world now, different
yeah, but
world,
that's
man.
my point,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
I
Like
know,
they're
yeah,
I'm giving them money for these points. That's literally
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
yeah. No, I
So
get you. I understand.
like it's
Mhm.
not a great currency exchange rate, but it's $30 for 200 points.
Mhm.
When you look at it that way, and then whatever you get for actually playing the tournament as well. Like I get
Yeah.
that. And you make top cuts. The pricing at top cuts in a lot of these is very generous as well. So
Mhm.
I'm not faulting the structure, but yeah, like what I would love to see happen is you just do away with mechanically unique cards outside of maybe if it was like one that you got for entering. Does that make sense? Like let's say if it was some
Yeah.
new like the new All Might or Recovery Girl, right? Like if that was the new card, one of those two,
You
and you
got no
just
matter
got it when
what.
you
Yeah.
yeah, no matter what you enter, you get that one, and then you get your two others. Okay, whatever. That's not a big deal. But when you have to chase down a set of cards, I think that's less ideal. And then even further, but I do think that just changing redemption to where you can immediately get them on redemption solves that problem. Like even if you
Yeah.
had left all the pricing and all the other things the same, like the fact that I can buy more boxes to your point, they're a business, right? They want me to buy more boxes. I can get more points. I can play more games locally, and then I can just cash those in. It does get exponentially more costly if that's your method, though, in the old model, because you can only get so many points, right? And
Yeah.
there's only so much product to buy, and you only have so many dollars. So,
Like
um, yeah.
the way I would like to see it is how they originally intended it, where we have store championships, which are called provisional events. So
Yeah.
then you could have these, and like it would be at everybody's local can hold one or two every quarter. You can have two at
Mm,
your shop, two at my shop, at a quarter, and then that's where you can get these mechanically unique cards. So
mm.
that's the way they intended it, and I think that's the way. Who when I talked to the Jazz School employee, that's what they're going to be working towards next year is to have
Ugh,
2 events at your store, 2 events at my store every
yeah,
quarter, so you could have these, and they're gonna be legal on and they'll be available on redemption day 1.
Yep.
So if
right.
you want the foil versions, you can go to your store, which they would
Mm,
love you to, because that's what you're supposed to do, you play at your store, and
right.
you get to play and you get these mechanically unique cards. So instead of playing in a 228 man event, you get to play in a 30 to 40 man event if you draw, because obviously they're going to be spaced out, so you can draw within, like
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Like
like a
You
Somerville
can
state,
could
set it
come
up
up,
kind of
Atlantic
amongst
could
your
like
come
region,
a
your
up.
source, that
kind
kind
of
of
like
stuff.
a
Yeah.
like a state championship or whatever, where you'd
Sure.
have, you'd pull in regionally. So you may have
Yeah,
like a 30 to 50 man event, which is fine. Instead,
Yeah.
which is what they want, and then you
yeah,
do, and so it's not as hard for you to get like a top 8 or
sure.
championship or whatever, and so
I
it's
would
gonna make,
still I'd still rather just have alt arts. Like
Oh,
just
no, I'm
just
I'm
give
saying
Yeah. 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 But
I
like,
know, I
if you've
know,
got to
I
do
know.
it, maybe do
Yeah,
it that way.
yeah.
yeah, I would
Um.
say you do it that way if you want mechanically unique cards. I mean,
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, sure, sure, sure.
I mean, I don't care either way because one, I'm a whale, so I'm going to play in all these events. I'm gonna try to get all these cards. So,
I'm gonna
Mhm.
start calling
if
you Beluga.
man, I'm a killer whale. I'm a killer whale. I'm a killer
I see what
whale,
you're
my
Yeah,
friend.
he's killing it.
He's killing it. No, but I would I don't. from my perspective, I don't care either way because I'm gonna get the
Yeah.
cards no matter what. So
I feel you. Yeah,
I'm in the
yeah.
middle. I'm in one of those. Whatever.
Right.
It's cool, but whatever. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I will say, like, as far as the mechanically unique cards, I feel like the plus ultra packs, I feel like that's fine keeping those. Like,
Yep.
I feel like that's it,
For sure.
it adds a little flavor to each set. It adds a little something. It adds a little spice, and I like that level. And because it is like the local casual level, you have a little more access to them, that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, I agree. I feel like the provisionals, kind of like we said, making it more of like a state title, or like every like, oh, this coming up the third weekend in August, it's our store, it's Empire. And then, like, oh, in September we're going down to Final Round in Somerville, we're going to go visit Jacob's store, or we're going to Atlanta to like, go play there or something. Like,
Challenges.
I like, yeah, I like that kind of feel to it. Which they've said, and I know Aspira has got in Discord earlier, maybe today or yesterday, and was like, hey, like, this is because somebody was talking about it, and they're like, well, that's not really what provisionals were supposed to be. Like we've said a million times, it was just kind of a byproduct of COVID and the pandemic, and like, well, I guess we can do it online. We'll see what happens. And it's like, oh my god, we had so many people sign up. What do we do?
Yeah. We whoopsied the whole thing.
Yeah, oopsies.
Yeah, it was well, I mean, it's great for them, right? Like,
great problem to have, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
And-
definitely
and-
great exposure.
Can we pause for a second and actually just point that out? Like even this topic is a great problem to have, right?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
we have
we're
so
like,
many people
"Man,
playing our game.
We love
Darn
this
it.
game so much, and we have so many points. We just want these cards, but we just
Yeah.
got to figure out how best to get them in our hands. Like that's a great problem to have.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate the work that Jelly and Aspera and everyone else at Jasco is doing to even try to address these concerns, right? Because they didn't have to. Like clearly, what they were doing, it was
People still
not
going to play
ideal,
and spend
but
money.
People were still playing. Yeah, people were still showing up. Milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Like, they know they got it. So.
Yeah. So that was the biggest news thing that's happened recently. Obviously the forthcoming biggest thing that will have happened soon is GenCon. That's happening next week. Chris, you are going, right? Not the whole time, but you're going Friday to Sunday. Uh-oh, did we lose Chris? He's frozen. Oh no.
What a face
Oh
to freeze
no.
on.
Well, until we get Chris back, we can talk about speaking of Final Round. Matt and I over the weekend went down to Final Round for their 1K event. Ended up not quite being a 1K, but
it was the 0.3K event.
It was the 0.3K. The 0.3K.
I'm back. I'm back.
Oh, Chris is back. Chris is back. Well,
sorry.
you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait, Chris. We're talking about mine and Matt's glory.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, I got to gloat for what, like 2 or 3 weeks after I won mine. So have the floor, guys.
And ours was equally as impressive. I don't want to hear it.
It is. It's very impressive. It's very impressive.
But yeah, we went down to Final Round. Got to hang out with their locals, and Matt and I took first and second place. Matt took first. I took second. So obviously he beat. Yeah, I beat him in Swiss, and then in the finals he got it back from me. I played.
You even got to go first because he was first.
I did get to go first. Yeah.
We broke serve.
And then Matt built like 3 learning the standards on turn 1. And that was.
We built 2 learning the standards.
Oh, you built 2 and then blocked and built 1.
It's on turn
or
1,
something like that.
And
yeah.
then we blocked with the learning the standards, and I was like, "Good luck."
Yeah. I did not have luck that game.
No luck there.
But it was truly awesome. Like, I'd never been down to that store. Never been down to Somerville. I saw Jacob and spoke to him, I'm sure, ever so briefly in Orlando, but I didn't really get to meet any of their other locals there. Played with a lot of really cool people.
Yeah. Shout out to Final Round and their whole, because we were the only out of town people, so that was their local squad, and it wasn't even their whole local squad. And I'd played with some of those guys before, but shout out to them in that store. Jacob, like, legitimately, that store is awesome. If you haven't had a chance to go and play there, they've moved down in the shopping center if you were there in the past. And now he has like this entire section, like a whole basically store segment that's just for gaming and tables and stuff.
Oh, cool.
It's really nice. It's well lit. He's got TVs up on the wall to post like pairings and stuff from the website on. Like,
yeah, it was really nice.
Sick.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was really well done.
Would recommend.
Yeah, had a blast. If you're ever in the Somerville area, guys, make sure you get down there.
Yep, play that mana provisional.
I was gonna say we day tripped it down there already. Like, I'd do it again. It's not that bad.
Nah, it wasn't too bad.
You don't have to actually drive into Charleston and smell the lumber mill, right?
Mm-mm.
At least you're not going to Florida. So
yeah.
So John, what were you Swiss champ with?
I was Swiss champ with my version of the Master of Asia Life Osui deck from Orlando. So it's something we had kind of looked at and we heard about at Orlando kind of whispers like, "Oh, have you seen this live Osui deck?" Oh. And then we got the list. Obviously, Andrew put out his video with all the top 16, and we saw it. We're like, man, this doesn't seem like it should work. Like, the numbers don't add up. I don't understand how this works. It can't possibly work, right? And we did it. Spoilers, it works.
Yeah, we tested a little bit beforehand.
Yeah. We didn't run it into every matchup, but we ran it into K2 a good bit. And like I said, just kind of put my little flavor on it. Changed it up a little bit, but it's a lot of fun. Most of my matches were over sub 10 minutes. Like over in
15
maybe 15.
Not against me though, John. I slow it down.
No.
Breaks.
Round 2, I played Justin, and he played the mirror. He played, I think the exact build of Master of Asia, and that was like a 5-minute match, and that was it. It was just, did you kill me? Turn 2? No, okay, I killed you. Turn 2. But it was great because it gave me a lot of time to hang out and talk to people and get to know them. So Matt, what were you playing as the event champion?
I ran Earth K2. It was similar to Jacob's build in that way. Like Jacob and I both had built the deck before Orlando, and then when we got there, actually talked about it. And it was it was Earth K2 doing Earth K2 things, right? He's definitely I would say a little too good probably on turn 2, and then after that he kind of gets a little bit more fair. But yeah, super fun deck. He's the hero that Earth's been looking for, so you can actually play all those Earth cards and enjoy them.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I mean, like he's I played against Mineta 2 in top 4, and that went to a game 3, and then I played against during Swiss some a cool Uraraka deck and that Life Osui you were talking about, and I played against a 4th kind, and the Uraraka took a game off of it as well, but I ended up you were my only loss during Swiss, so we finished 1-2, and then we just got to do the flip flop there at the end because, as you said, all the luck came to my side of the table, which was pretty accurate. Like when we've tested it, it's been about 50-50.
Yeah, it was pretty close, one way or the other.
Kind of what you want, right?
Yeah, ideally,
kind of what you want.
Yeah, we both knew we were taking good decks, right? Like we showed up to play. I mean, it was a money tournament. Like show up to play, right?
Show up to play. Yeah.
So I wasn't going to play Midnight. Like I think Midnight's good enough to make top cuts and something, and then from there, in a regular tournament, you might just get a
it's just matchups, right?
Yeah, but I don't think that if I'm going to a money tournament, that I think I'm going to put my money on her cleaning it up. So we tapped out. We did K2.
Yeah.
Cool. Congrats, guys.
Yes, thank you. All right. Well, Chris.
Because wait 1 second. Because now we have Origins team champs. Provisional 6 champ. And now we have the final round 1K champs.
0.3K, but yes.
0.3K, yes. 0.3K champ.
Ended up being a little bit smaller tournament than it was intended.
Yeah. But it was still a great time.
Hey, man. See, when we get those T-shirts on the back, our accomplishments. There you go. When we get those shirts, my friend.
Just put them on the front, right?
I will say, that was the best thing. So obviously in the event, like the app, it was listed as like final round 1K. And then in the tournament, he updated the title to say final round 0.3K.
It was amazing.
Awesome. That's cool.
That's
really
cool.
For that. Awesome. That's fantastic.
So anyway, Chris, GenCon, Friday to Sunday, right?
Friday night to Sunday night, yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm just doing that weekend. I'm doing the RLE. I have tickets for the teams event, the big card, and the learn to play, which is awesome because I get to play in the learn to play because it starts the exact same time as the regional. But since I'm taking my buys, I can go do whatever I want. So I get to go play in the learn to play and demo someone and get some promos, and then promptly lose, go buy stuff, and then go play in the regional on round 3.
Nice.
It's gonna be a busy day.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a blast. I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun. I haven't been to GenCon since before the pandemic, so I know they had like an in-person one last year, I think, but I don't think
it was reduced.
It was reduced.
It was technically there, but Asmodee wasn't there, and also all their stuff got pulled. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's because they planned on going last year, and then they were told.
And then at the last second, they pulled out.
I forgot about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I want to say it was like a reduced capacity, but yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very excited because I usually only get to see certain people that I know from the card gaming community, like from other games, at GenCon. So I'm very excited to see some people. So
yeah, that'd be awesome.
I know you're not going to give away everything right now, but have you got it narrowed down to like 1 or 2 decks in mind, or have you like already like made a hard commit down to 3?
I have
Okay.
3. Well, everyone knows All Might's always in my wheel bag.
He's
So
always there. Right?
All Might's always there. So
Okay.
I am going to the dark side. It's Frog or Fourth Kind or All Might. It's one of those 3 for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And whatever one I don't play, if I don't top, I'm playing All Might if I don't play All Might in the regional, I'm playing him in the teams event for sure. So
Okay.
Yep.
And do you already have your team lined up?
Nope.
Nope.
I'm just gonna go up and be like, who wants dad on their team? And someone will take me. Someone will take me.
Yes, if you're listening to this and you have a 2-man team or you have a 3-man team and one person you need to kick off your team to pick up
Chris.
An
adult chaperone.
Yes. Yeah.
Dad's ready.
Just let him know. Look, man. Like, look. You know, sorry, Jimmy. I know you want to play in this game. And you've already paid your ticket, but you're a scrub, so we're gonna let Chris come in here and take over for you.
No pressure, Chris. Just walked up and said, "Do you want me on your team?"
Your team.
So I think I'm gonna go with that guy.
I mean, you gotta hit him. You gotta hit him with the I am here.
I am here. Yeah. No, I'm very excited. I'm super because I know we're playing on the football field. If I'm not mistaken.
So it's actually in Lucas Oil?
I think so because it said if you look at some of the tickets, it states stadium.
Huh. Well, so do they have like conference rooms or something there as well, or is it?
They might, but I know that Dragon Ball Super played on the field or somewhere on the field in the stadium or something. So I don't know. Maybe we get our Evo moment, and that's what it's like. Like Evo play. At the Mandalay Bay. Maybe we get like Lucas Oil, like 50-yard line. That would be so awesome.
First year we went to GenCon, no, we didn't. We played in a little hall right across from the field because I remember you could go and like you could look through the glass doors and it's like, hey, there's the field because that's before they built the new stadium.
Yes, this was like what,
15
years ago,
2005 or 2007 or something. It was RCA. Yeah, because it was like as the preseason was happening, GenCon happened. And one of where the original UFS Worlds was back when Sabretooth owned it. We're really dating ourselves here. We walked by and you could it was just like a really unassuming, it's like double glass door. You look and you're like, what the fuck? Is that Peyton Manning?
I was there for I think Versus Worlds one year, and the Bears and the Colts were playing in a preseason game, and the locker room was right outside where we were going in to play, and they were going in from the locker room to the stadium, and it's just like, those are real. Those are real men. That's what those guys. That's what a real man looks like.
That's a big dude.
That's a big dude.
Yeah.
It's like, it's crazy. Yeah, GenCon's always a great time. Hopefully, if it's a lot of first timers, just maybe we should do a prep video because people need to drink. Make sure you drink water. Just take care of yourself.
Pack snacks.
Pack snacks. Shower. Big time. That's another one. Get a lot of sleep if you can.
Yeah. Pack extra snacks because other people are going to want snacks too, and they're not going to be prepared like you, and you need to give them snacks, guys. It's all we got to help everybody out here.
Yeah, John came with snacks in Orlando. We are very thankful.
I did, yes. Look, man, sometimes you got to have some almonds, Pop-Tarts, and granola bars for people, all right?
I got some fruit snacks from Andrew. That was helpful. That was very nice. Yep.
Also, pack gum and mints because you can act like you're being nice and hey man, you want some gum? And it's really like, oh my god, this person doesn't brush their teeth. Would you like a mint?
You now know why John brings them, guys.
Yes.
Actually, it's because I'm an obsessive gum chewer.
He gave it away.
I also have a really bad habit of just popping my gum all the time, and I don't realize it. It drives my wife crazy.
I can't do that. I am not privileged with that talent. So.
You were talking about playing on the field, and I can't decide if it's great or bad because the sound, because there're going to be so many people talking, if it would be better because maybe the sound goes up. But a lot of the way football and sports stadiums are designed is to actually focus all the sound back down onto the field to make it as hard for the opposing team as possible. And so I wonder how that's going to work out if you are actually playing on the field. It's already hard to hear some people. It was hard to hear people in Orlando sometimes. I can't imagine if it's on a football field.
I know that GenCon is mask mandatory, so it may be even harder to hear people. So,
oh my god.
So which is whatever.
Just give your opponent your phone number. Let's just put in the AirPods. We're gonna have a call while we do this.
Over
Discord. We're opening up a channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, very excited. So yeah.
So real quick before we get out of here. Do you guys have any big predictions for GenCon for the RLE or anything, or any big thoughts or anything like that going into it?
Go ahead, Matt.
I would say I think one of the known offenders will probably take the event, right? So you kind of
Okay.
have like a big three right now. I think the Life Asui deck is a very real deck. And if people aren't ready for it, and it really honestly, even if you are ready for it, in my experience, it doesn't
sometimes
matter.
it just doesn't matter.
Sometimes you just lose to it because I mean, literally one of John Mon's games, it was turn 2, I believe.
It was turn 2, and I played 7 attacks.
Yeah, he played 6 attacks, and on the 6th one, drew a card, and that was actually the final 7th attack that actually killed me. And that was with me blocking like 3 and reducing one down with Kirishima. Like, so what I'm getting at is that sometimes it just doesn't matter. So I think that deck's a very real deck. I think that Kirishima 2 is a very real deck as well. You know, like it's already won in its first opportunity. I just won with it at another event, granted a much smaller event and a slightly different build, but still the character is just very consistent. It's very tried and true. So I think that deck, if people are refining it in the meantime from where they started maybe with JJ's list, then you could see a lot of those that are a very real threat. And then I don't know. I mean, I don't think Tokiyami's any worse than he ever was. You know, like I think that guy can still just pop off and kill people too. So I'd say one of those three. Shortly there behind them, you know, you have your other, you know, upper A tier kind of characters like your All Might 3s and some of the other characters.
Jiro.
Jiro's very good.
I think Jiro may. Well, sorry to trample over you. I actually think Jiro probably is in a good spot to maybe win her first event. Maybe at GenCon, depending on the matchups. I think it all comes if she like runs into like a Kirishima 2. I don't know if she actually has a shot against Kirishima, but I don't know. I haven't really played the matchup, and I don't plan to.
Yeah, Cannon Blast is not so scary when you can say it does half damage, and she committed out for it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Then you just kill her. But yeah, I think she's in a good spot.
Yeah.
Fourth kind's always dangerous depending on who's playing it. You know, I know Andrew's debating on playing it. There's other people who are debating on playing it. Or like there's there's like a whole secret like cabal of fourth kind players out there. So
let him go, man. I'll go ahead and tell you right now. I still don't think that character. He's fine. He's not.
Yeah, I think
he's not
fine.
crazy.
No,
I think he has
a really good matchup into 7-handers, and I think because everyone is like, oh, you know, because they only got 20 health, right? So he could bop.
You only got to hit him a couple times, right?
You only hit him a couple times. So
yeah,
but
like
I
again,
still
who's
think
not blocking that fourth attack?
Well, I understand, but the point is,
well, it's knowing the matchups, right?
It's knowing your matchup.
His once per game if he pushes it through. Like there's definitely potential.
There's ways to get around it, but yeah, I think I mean, All Might 3 in my hands. You know, certain people, experience matters. You know, the Kevin like whatever Kevin's playing, whatever Tim is playing, whatever Ryan Field is playing. You know, it's just like certain players, Phil, Bromley, Jose. I don't know if they're coming, but I assume
all the time.
Jacob,
JJ,
it's like whatever certain players are playing, you might as well just be like, well, that guy's gonna top. It doesn't matter, like what did Tim Keefe say? JJ can win an event with the ham sandwich. We're actually trying to figure out if there was a ham sandwich in public play testing, so we could figure out which character it is, so he can play that character and try to win an RLE with it. So that's a challenge. So yeah, so we think it's E to 2, but we're not sure. But yeah, But it's just going to be a lot of fun and just to see everybody again. I know like Orlando was just like a few weeks ago, but still, it's just like the more we get to see our friends, the better. And we all love playing the game and love hanging out. So
it'll be a great time. Wish I was
the best person win.
Exactly. So, good luck to everybody.
John, what do you think's going to take it all?
I'm gonna say Tokoyami. I still think he's probably the best character right now. That is the one matchup I have not played against with the Life Asui deck, and I want it. I wish I had played it because I am like curious how that matchup goes. Like if Tokoyami can like have enough defense to survive. Like normally you would just say, it's whoever goes first, right? Whoever goes first is probably gonna win. But I don't know. That Tokoyami deck is far more defensive than the Asui deck. The Asui deck it's basically like I ain't playing defense unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah, I'm blocking that last attack that kills me. Until then, I'll be AFK.
Yeah. We just do whatever. Does it kill me? All right. Well, maybe I'll interact with you or something.
Yeah.
But that Tokoyami deck I think is much better prepared to play and mount a real defense against somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, his character reduces damage, right? So I would lean Tokoyami. I would say Tokoyami with like a K2 lean or something like that.
Sure.
I do think there is going to be probably K2 will probably be the most represented character. I think he's probably going to be the most played
up there. Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the whole Mei Hatsume effect, right? Mei did really good, and then the next event, she was the #1 character.
And
You
she
know,
didn't make top
so
cuts.
and she didn't make top cuts. So yeah, it's just kind of
It's
interesting. So we'll see.
oh,
You know,
that's what happens when you net deck and you don't actually know how to play the deck, right?
Right.
true, but that's a whole nother
Yeah,
conversation.
that's a
You
whole
know,
other thing.
it's a whole other bag of tricks.
Um,
If we're moving, are we moving on to a different topic? Because I got something I kind of wanted to just.
yeah, I mean, you got something you want to say real?
Yeah,
I don't think we have much left, so if there's
that's.
something you want
I
to
just want to. I just
say,
want to say I got some things that are coming up. I'm going to be interviewing Andrew from Go Beyond Gaming. Just like I don't think we've ever had him on the channel yet, so
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna try to get him on a one-on-one and shoot some questions and get his opinion. My old partner from the Guile treatment, Rob, I'm going to try to get another interview with him in because it's always like a "Where Are They Now" episode of
Cool.
the Guile treatment, just to check up, just to get content out there and just to see, just to catch up with an old friend. I got deck profiles still coming out; they're still working, and I
Mhm.
don't know. I know we got some stuff in the works. Matt, John, anything in the works we got coming up?
Yeah, so if people are interested, I was probably gonna do another deck breakdown of that Kirishima list that I ran this past weekend,
Mhm.
and then probably
I'm
even
interested.
include. So yeah, I know, right? Sounds like seen it, don't care.
No, I
Um,
said I am interested.
I am
oh yeah,
interested.
sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, well I'll try to make that then
I
sometime
got.
this
I get.
week.
See. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna scout you because you're gonna give me all your secrets. And I
Yeah,
don't do deck profiles, so you ain't
yeah,
gotta. You ain't
right.
got that up on me.
Well, and there's already changes that I've made to it because there were
Exactly.
things that
See,
I was trying to
I gotta
Cool.
be
review that
current on
I
this
didn't
for our
think. So
locals.
it'll
Awesome.
be the deck I actually played and won with, and then I'll probably talk about the changes and things I would
Cool.
adjust there at the end, like
Mhm.
I did last time. So
Awesome.
that's the only content wise thing that I've kind of the issue to do. I'm looking forward to previews. They sent out an
Mhm.
email like last week saying we're gonna get previews, and I ain't seen nothing yet.
Soon,
So,
TM.
yeah, so maybe
Technically,
Gen
we
Con's gonna
did.
kick that off.
Technically,
Huh?
we did get 2 previews. It was
That's
an
true. We did
RLE
get
This was
card.
season 3,
after that. This was
but
Oh,
after
was
that. They
it?
had
well,
already
I think
well,
Matt is
yes.
specifically talking about Heroes Clash previews.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. They said
okay. Yeah.
Hero Clash previews. Like,
Technically, those were Heroes Clash previews, but
yeah,
2
whatever.
of them are, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
2 of
yeah,
them
Student of
are.
the Art and
Yeah.
Cheerleader. Yep.
Yeah,
yeah.
which got cut off in the last pod. So yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we better hurry because we might get cut off again.
Yeah, I
Um,
know. I
but
know.
yeah, I guess that's gonna do is real quick. I will shout out. Obviously, if you're not following Tim Keefe, his Satonis, his channel, he's got a bunch of news and stuff. Follow him. Obviously, also you got Sam Cardwell, you got Levi with Alliteration Gaming, Bromley was it the unfun stuff. I know they're on Twitch doing stuff all the
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
If you're not following Ty's House of Cards, he recently did a couple episodes. They're all about like different play styles. Like this is like,
Mhm.
do you want to play more defensive? Like how to play defense, or this is also like aggro or mid range, like that kind of stuff. Make sure you're checking out those videos.
Yep.
If we're leaving anybody out, it's
Andrew at Agobion
Oh,
Gaming. He
beyond.
had
oh yeah, I was gonna say I thought did I
he
not
has
see
not
Andrew?
had internet, I think, for like a week, and I
Yeah,
think
I
the
remember him
man is
talking about
going to
that.
explode. So
That's
you
crazy.
may just get
Yeah.
force fed a bunch of videos coming out in the next few days. I have a feeling. So
Yeah.
But if we missed anybody in the content creators, don't take it personally. It's just because I hate you. Yeah.
Also,
No, not really.
Universes Academy.
Well, if they're
Like,
here, I mean, if
if
they're
they're
here,
here, they
right? Like,
know. Yeah,
yeah.
they know. Yeah.
I'm just maybe I don't know, but if you haven't clicked, leave a comment below. You know, do all
Yeah.
the algorithm things because we're working on
Has
growing, man. We're over
the
200 now. Uh,
have you? Oh yeah, that's right. Have you updated the website yet with all the top cut?
no, because Andrew never gave me
Math.
that data. So
So
Well, he
someone
hasn't
else
had
is
internet,
involved
right?
now.
So
he
Okay,
hasn't
fine.
had internet
Yeah,
apparently,
he has
but
that internet. So yeah,
I mean,
to be fair.
it was like 2 weeks ago. But the man's busy.
Whatever,
It's
man.
okay.
Madge
It's
is out
okay.
here throwing down the gauntlet on a
I
man whose
know, dude.
life he doesn't even have internet. You gonna call him out on that too now?
Chris
I know,
asked.
man.
I gave the honest answer, man. What you want me to say?
Dang, that's
See, this
starting
is
beef
yeah.
already.
This is when like you hear Andrew's theme music just come on. He just comes on screen. He's just yelling at Matt.
Just
It's
interrupt
like
sarcasm.
WWE.
Ryan's gonna actually just crop me out and just put Andrew's video playing right here. His response video.
Yes.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
that
Andrew,
would be
make a
amazing.
reaction video. Oh, it's perfect content.
Yeah, but
But
like, comment, subscribe, and all that good algorithm
Yeah.
stuff, guys.
yeah,
And
oh yeah, do
yeah,
that.
and I know Matt had been talking about it, but I'm going to pony up my second RLE Matt for a giveaway for a
Oh,
200
okay.
subscriber thingy-majig. So I
Yeah.
don't know how we're gonna do that, but I'm gonna pony up
Yeah.
my Matt for that. So
Yeah, we're gonna try to do some giveaways to celebrate some of the benchmarks we've been hitting.
Mhm.
So definitely keep coming back to our videos and following us and getting those updates, so that way you know how to enter and win.
Yes.
How we're going to do that, though. But yeah.
Probably going to start with some play mats and then work our way up from there. So got some exciting stuff in the works. So we'll keep you guys posted as we go.
Huzzah.
Definitely.
Cool.
Well, that's going to do it for us this week on the Universes Academy podcast. Hope you guys have a great week. If you're going to GenCon, be safe travels, and stay hydrated, people.
Cue the outro.
See you guys.
Cue the outro.
Bye.